Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we begin this video, don't forget to give it a like. It truly encourages us to keep sharing beneficial content, inshallah. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos on faith, spirituality, and Islamic reminders. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah bless you and enjoy the video. Sometimes, before a blessing arrives, Allah begins to whisper to the soul of the believer in subtle ways. A change occurs within the heart. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. But it's undeniable. You begin to feel a shift, a calmness, a peace that wasn't there before. It's as if Allah is softening the soil of your heart, preparing it to receive a divine seed, your soulmate. For those who are attentive, spiritually alert, and close to Allah, these signs are clear. They are not always in the form of voices or visions, but in feelings, intuition, and repeated spiritual patterns that align so perfectly they could only come from the one who sees all things. You might begin to notice recurring dreams, not random, but dreams that feel meaningful. Maybe you see a person again and again in your sleep, or feel an overwhelming sense of presence, peace, or joy connected to love or companionship. You may wake up with a strange certainty, even if you haven't seen any visible change in your real life. This isn't just your mind playing tricks. Sometimes, the dreams of the righteous are a portion of prophecy. They carry meaning. And when your heart is tuned into your Creator, Allah can use your subconscious to comfort and prepare you. You don't need to understand it completely. The important thing is to stay spiritually receptive. Another sign many believers experience is a deep emotional closure from the past. Without warning, the pain you once carried, from heartbreaks, rejection, confusion, begins to lose its grip. You feel lighter. You're no longer seeking someone to complete you, because you finally feel complete with Allah. That emotional independence is a powerful sign. Why? Because Allah never unites two broken souls to fix one another. He often brings them together when both are healing through Him. When your heart begins to love your solitude and trust Allah's wisdom over your own desires, it's a clear indicator that something is shifting in the unseen. Sometimes, people start to appear in your life, new friends, teachers, or even strangers, who say things that strike a spiritual chord. They speak of patience, love, destiny, or marriage. You might come across lectures, videos, or Qur'anic verses that feel as though they were meant for you at that exact moment. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. Allah speaks to His servants in countless ways, and when something important is approaching, He prepares your heart to notice. Your soul begins to awaken to the signs, and the world around you becomes a canvas painted with divine hints. But only the heart that listens will recognize them. In many cases, these signs don't point to a specific person right away. They point to a state of readiness. Allah doesn't always reveal who it will be, but He allows you to sense that it will be. That knowing brings peace. You no longer feel desperate. You no longer chase or doubt. You just wait. With the dignity of someone who knows their Lord is working behind the curtain of time. And then, often suddenly, everything begins to align. A person walks into your life with clarity, intention, and sincerity. The timing is precise, the connection is deep, and their presence feels familiar, as if your soul had been waiting for them. Some believers also feel an increase in khushu during their prayers. Their heart trembles more during dua. They cry more easily. They feel a stronger longing for connection, not just with a spouse, but with their Lord. That longing is not empty. It is Allah drawing you nearer so that you rely on Him alone. It is during this heightened connection that many experience breakthroughs, emotional, spiritual, and even relational. It's as if Allah is preparing your heart to give love from a place of strength and sincerity, not from fear or dependency. When your relationship with Allah becomes stronger, all other relationships begin to realign in their proper places. One of the most beautiful signs is when your dua changes. You stop begging for a specific person and instead ask Allah for what is best. Your trust deepens. You ask for clarity, for a spouse who will love Allah more than they love you, someone who will lead or walk beside you on the path of Jannah. That's when the dua becomes more powerful. You are no longer making demands, you are surrendering. And in that surrender, Allah begins to bring you closer to the one your soul has been seeking all along. These signs are not limited to the righteous. They are gifts from Allah to any heart that turns toward Him with sincerity. If you've been feeling these things, the calm, the signs, the readiness, do not ignore them. Keep praying, keep trusting, and prepare your heart for what's to come. Because when Allah decides it's time, your soulmate may contact you suddenly, directly, and with a love that feels guided, not forced. A love that is halal, purposeful, and blessed from its very first moment. What may seem like a sudden event in your life has, in truth, been part of Allah's divine plan from the very beginning. In our limited human understanding, we often associate meaning with what is visible, with what we can measure by time, effort, or logic. But Allah, the knower of the unseen, does not work within the boundaries of human timelines. What appears to be instant, like your soulmate contacting you out of nowhere and expressing genuine love, is never truly instant in Allah's eyes. It is the result of divine timing that has been perfectly aligned since before you even knew how to pray for it. Many people struggle with the wait. They pray, they hope, they cry. They wonder if Allah has forgotten them. But behind the silence, Allah is not idle. He is preparing your heart, preparing the heart of the one destined for you. He is removing obstacles, healing wounds, aligning paths. And when all of it has reached divine readiness, it happens. Sometimes in a single moment, sometimes in an encounter that seems coincidental, sometimes through a message that arrives when you least expect it. And because it happens so fast, people assume it came out of nowhere. But the truth is, it came right on time, Allah's time. This is why patience is not passive. It is an active spiritual state. It is trusting that even in stillness, Allah is moving. The Prophet Muhammad once said, "Know that what has missed you was never meant to reach you, and what has reached you was never meant to miss you." This applies so beautifully to love. If Allah has written someone for you, there is no distance, no silence, no delay that can stop that connection from reaching you when the time is right. And if someone is not written for you, no amount of begging, chasing, or holding on will bring them back into alignment. The feeling of being delayed in love often stems from comparing your journey to others. But what you may call a delay, Allah calls preparation. What if the person Allah has destined for you is still in the process of healing? What if you yourself are not yet capable of the kind of love you're asking for? You may want a spouse, but are you ready to love with maturity, faith, sacrifice, and forgiveness? True love, the kind that is blessed and lasting, requires preparation of the soul. And Allah knows exactly when you are ready, even if you don't. Sometimes, Allah withholds love not as a punishment, but as a mercy. He sees what you cannot see. He sees the future of that relationship,
the spiritual weight it will carry, the way it could either lift you toward him or pull you further away. So he waits. He delays the meeting, not to hurt you, but to protect you, from settling too early, from accepting less than you deserve, from rushing into what you are not yet spiritually equipped to handle. When the delay comes from Allah, it is never empty. It is filled with hidden wisdom, silent preparation, and invisible movement behind the scenes. And then, when the soul is ready, Allah causes everything to align effortlessly. You may receive a message, a proposal, or an unexpected visit. The person may speak words that feel as though they have known your soul for years. There is clarity, not confusion. There is peace, not pressure. There is a feeling of home, even if you've just met. This is what the divine moment feels like. It may shock you by its speed, but it will comfort you with its serenity. The timing, the tone, the presence, all of it feels guided. Think of the story of Musa, Moses, in the Qur'an. After fleeing Egypt and spending years in the desert, he arrives at a well in Madian and helps 2 women water their flock. From that simple act, Allah opens the door to his future. He's invited by their father, offered shelter, and eventually marries one of the daughters. It may seem like it all happened in one day, but in reality, that moment was a result of everything that came before. Every trial, every exile, every lonely prayer Musa made. Allah had prepared that moment long before Musa ever arrived at the well. And the same applies to you. When your moment comes, you may feel overwhelmed. You may ask, is this really happening? Can love truly arrive this quickly and feel this right? Yes, when it is from Allah. Because He is not bound by process. He is bound by purpose. His intention is not to impress you with how long things take, but to amaze you with how quickly things align when His command is issued. Verily, His command, when He intends a thing, is only that He says to it, be, and it is. Qur'an 36:82. So do not fear the sudden blessings of Allah. Do not be suspicious of ease when it finally arrives. You have prayed. You have waited. You have been refined through hardship. The instant connection you experience is not an accident. It is the visible result of the invisible care Allah has placed in every chapter of your story. Let it happen. Let it unfold. Receive it with gratitude, not fear. Because when it's truly from Allah, even the sudden becomes sacred. Before Allah allows your soulmate to enter your life, He often begins by refining and purifying your own heart. The love you are praying for isn't just a feeling. It's a divine responsibility. And to carry it well, your heart must be prepared. This preparation is not always comfortable, but it is always necessary. If your heart is full of past wounds, grudges, expectations built on fantasy, or fears rooted in rejection, then the love Allah has written for you may come, but you won't be able to recognize it or hold on to it. A clean vessel receives pure water. Likewise, a pure heart is best suited to receive a sincere soul. One of the first steps in preparing for your soulmate is letting go of the past. Many people ask for new love while still carrying the emotional residue of old wounds. They compare. They fear being hurt again. They expect failure before anything even begins. But when Allah wants to give you something new, He invites you to detach from what was. That means forgiving those who broke you, releasing those who were never written for you, and surrendering your heart to His healing. You can't walk into a new chapter still grieving the old one. And you can't meet the right person while still secretly clinging to the wrong one in your heart. Another key to preparation is sincerity in your intention. Ask yourself, why do you want a soulmate? Is it to feel complete, to silence societal pressure, or to escape loneliness? Or is it to find someone who will walk with you toward Allah? If your purpose is purely worldly, your heart will struggle to sustain love when challenges come. But if your purpose is tied to Allah, to build a life of faith, support, and spiritual growth, then your love will be rooted in something eternal. That is the kind of love that lasts. That is the kind of relationship that Allah blesses. Your dua also plays a powerful role in this process. The more you ask Allah, the more your heart aligns with what is best for you. But your dua should go beyond, Ya Allah, send me my soulmate. Instead, try saying, Ya Allah, purify me so that I am ready for what you have written for me. Make me patient, sincere, wise, and strong. And when the right person comes, open my heart and give us both the strength to love you more through our union. That is a powerful shift. It changes you from someone who waits passively to someone who prepares with faith and purpose. When Allah sees that your heart is ready, not perfect, but open, humble, and trusting, He brings what you once thought was delayed right to your door. You won't need to chase. You won't need to beg. You will simply be ready to receive. Because your heart will finally be aligned with the will of the one who created it. When the moment finally arrives and your soulmate appears, someone who contacts you with sincerity, clarity, and a heart full of love, your response matters deeply. In Islam, love is not meant to be chaotic, confusing, or rushed. It is meant to be intentional, honorable, and rooted in the remembrance of Allah. When someone confesses their love for you, especially in a way that feels aligned with the prayers you've made and the signs you've seen, your first instinct should not be emotional excitement alone. It should be spiritual awareness. In that moment, you must pause and turn inward. Ask yourself, is this person drawing me closer to Allah or to desires? Is their approach respectful, dignified, and God-conscious? Because someone who is truly written for you will not play with your emotions. They will not confuse you with mixed signals. They will come with intention. And when love is real, it will be guided by Allah, not driven by impulse or superficial attraction. That's how you begin to differentiate between a test and a blessing. The first recommended step in this moment is to pray Salat al-Istikhara, the prayer of guidance. Even if the person seems perfect, even if you feel peace in your heart, always turn to Allah first. Ask Him sincerely, Ya Allah, if this is good for me in my religion, my life, and my hereafter, then bring it closer to me and bless it. And if it is bad for me, then distance it from me and grant me contentment with what you decree. This humble act of surrender shows Allah that your trust is in Him, not in your emotions. It's also essential to involve those who matter, your family, mentors, or trusted elders who can offer wisdom and objectivity. In Islam, love should never remain hidden in secrecy. It should be brought into the light and treated with honor. A righteous man or woman will not be afraid to make their intentions known publicly. They will want to protect you through commitment, not just enjoy your attention through private conversations. Responding with emotional maturity means setting boundaries. If someone confesses love but isn't ready for marriage or spiritual growth, be honest about your expectations. Islam teaches that love without responsibility leads to heartbreak. But love that is filtered through the lens of taqwa, God consciousness, will always seek what pleases Allah first. You don't have to rush the process, but you should never delay clarity either. And finally, be grateful, not just for the person, but for the way Allah brought them to you. Every detail was part of His plan. Let your response be filled with humility and praise. Whether this connection leads to marriage or not, know that Allah never brings someone into your life without purpose.
When your heart remains guided, your love becomes a path, not just to companionship in this world, but to nearness with Allah in the next. May Allah bless you and guide you to a life filled with mercy, love, and tranquility.